I was about to say Candlekeep Mysteries. Hall of the Netherdeep, where we have more doomies than sillies. But as we work through those, it was a good line. I had to feel it.
What if we have both? Is it Dillies?
And we're also known as the Mighty Menagerie, or...
With an extra side of silly.
Where Coulter just feels obligated to any funny thing that we say.
It's how we pay our rent.
It is his house. It is his house, so technically anything we do work-related at his house is his property.
Oh, yeah, it's in the contract.
You didn't read that part?
I did.
Okay.
I knew better.
He wrote that part.
I just thought it would benefit me.
With all of that in mind,
I just want to say to everyone at the table how grateful I am for that we're playing D&D today, because I've had just the worst week.
I'm also glad that we're playing, and I'm glad that you're here to play with us.
I got so sick. My car got stolen.
It's a rough time.
Week.
It's a rough week.
Hank caught me stealing his credit card.
You know what? It was you. I knew it.
Take out the stress of the week in game on the DM.
Well, and I was particularly effed up about it because I thought you were going to be out this week. So I was like, we're going to get to play, but it's going to be gold involved. And that's great, but like Jake's not going to be there. And, you know, and then like Jake's like, I know I'm going to be there. I'm like, so
You all. I now have video recording that you would miss me.
Man.
In additional news, Jake, take a disadvantage.
Oh.
And Rio, you can have that.
Okay.
That'll balance.
You're uninspired now.
What?
HR.
And
Denied.
you know who else is having a rough week? The people of Shorehus. This is a mess.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to hear more about that, I'll turn to our correspondent in the field. Helena?
Well, there's melting beasts everywhere, Coulter. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so we've been traveling.
I didn't get you like a little newscaster headset.
It took me way too long to figure out what was happening over here. When I was going to make the chalk noise.
Oh my god.
So we're traveling, and we're like, there's some ruins over there. That'd be a good place to long rest. So we're like, let's head
I
there.
believe the vibe was we might as well sleep there. Was
Yeah.
the vibe we had.
Might as well sleep at a specific location that we see. They looked deserted. There was like this gigantic skeleton that was mostly buried. Cassius was like, I sensed some enchantments on it, but that's about it.
Wasn't that a failed Arcana roll?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he failed an Arcana roll and he was like, there's enchantments, and then Coulter's like, there's not.
Okay.
But as far as we know,
Yes.
there's enchantments.
Well, the rest of us got a higher Arcana check, so we know.
We set up camp. Valray and Sean have a talk, and she's like, I don't know that I'll be around very long. There's a very shocking scene where Ruidus becomes full for a few moments, and we're all filled with dread. Char is like, something's wrong in our bodies now, and we're all dusted with some sort of weird red magic. Gosias is like, we're cursed! And I tried Lesser Restoration, and it didn't work. Long rest. Now we're finding the melted bodies of an ape demon,
More
a bunch of dead
melted
guards. We encounter a tiefling riding a moorbounder, and these other moorbounders are like attacking them. So we stop the attacking moorbounders. One goes to sleep, one runs away. This is Justice. He's like, hey guys, I'm a fun traveling cool guy, so I'm gonna meet up with my caravan. Why don't you come join us? And we're like, that sounds fun.
Am I from Boston? Am I Irish? Who knows?
Could
Yes.
be either, and both.
He's that Boston Irish.
It is St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
No, it is St. Patrick's Day.
Sean heals the moorbounder, sets him free, and so we continue our travel, and we do in fact find the caravan, and the map looks delightful. Recapitated. Hooray!
And so that is where we will find you all. I believe that in the past episode, I did read the kind of intro text to let y'all know what was happening. But to continue with the tradition of the reminder, I will give you that again to give a little bit of a mood of where we're walking into. A large tree rises out of the barren wasteland. The leaves of dozens of towering oaks rustle in the breeze, and the scent of a bonfire wafts from a trail of smoke rising somewhere ahead. The path through the trees is deeply rutted by the works of countless wagon wheels, and a wooden sign posted at the head of the path bears the decorated shepherd's crook that is the holy symbol of Melora, the Wild Mother, and the words Emerald Loop Caravan Stop in a cheery font.
There's a sign?
Yes,
So this
and
is semi-permanent, like a RV park.
basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And I would say that I apologize to all of you because I have raw dogged a few episodes coming up in this. I am more prepared. I have my little charts about the world, so I have some more information than I did previously. But you would know generally, those of you that are more familiar with the area, I know a lot of folks haven't traveled it a whole bunch, so I would say probably mostly Valray and I want to always call you Char, even though Char's over there. Valray and Dax would probably have heard of this before, if not passed through at some point.
This looks
And
Food?
with that, I will. So you do, as you come upon the caravan stop itself, winding through these trees that finally open up into a clearing where you see the source of that smoke. The forest pathway opens into a large clearing nearly 100 feet across. Music, laughter, and the savory aromas of fresh cooked food, wood smoke drift through the air. On the west side of the clearing is a full-grown horizon-back tortoise. On its back is the homestead of a family of goblins who are making repairs to the structure. On the east side of the clearing, 7 covered wagons encircle a bonfire with a rope fence that has been set up north of this encampment to contain the wagon's oxen. And that is where we find you on the map here.
I didn't mean to, but apparently I rolled a 1 and a charisma check.
So you just stumble into the clearing shouting slurs like
I don't even remember doing it.
And then, like, Sean's like, I didn't even know I knew these words.
Yeah. I just have this image of the horizon back tortoise just kind of slowly turning in a circle to eat the grass around its general area.
As they
It
work.
does have an armored tail and like armor plating around its arms and legs.
I love it.
And it is definitely just kind of sitting there lazily, like scooping up dirt from the ground. And you kind of see it slowly shake its head back and forth, and a cloud of dust falls until all that's left in its mouth is green.
Oh,
And then it just goes, just very slowly noshes
I love it.
John
this
hands
ton
out
of grass.
masks for the dust.
As we approach, I'm trying to gauge, like, is there a hierarchical structure of this area, of
And,
these
like, a politics
caravan? Yeah, and like if
Starfighter.
I was thinking Crowds of the Dark.
Oh, that, yes.
The one time it would be useful.
Right.
Make a
You
culture roll, please.
Yeah, you can definitely go ahead and make a roll. Let's do, we'll say
Insight?
I'm just like I'm
insight.
yeah, I'm trying to understand like how this is working. You're saying it's semi-permanent, so that leads me
I'm
to believe
thinking
like somebody
history.
kind of runs it. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to determine who that might
If you don't mind, I'll assist you.
be. I don't mind.
Yeah,
Like we're just whispering to each other. Yeah, she looks like a boss.
I'm sorry, what did you say for me? Insight?
I think, yeah, I like insight.
So sorry, I didn't have Char up yet. All right,
Oh.
it's not too bad. 17 plus 0.
we should have flipped
Oh,
that.
is it
Advantage.
advantage? Because yeah, 17.
Okay. Yeah, so it is a little bit difficult to tell from the layout of the land here. It doesn't seem like
Oh,
the
wait, are we still cursed?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
oh, so it would have just
Well,
been the 17 either way then.
No, it would have been 3. Or that was my first roll. so
No,
yeah.
because I assisted you, so that would have been.
Oh, cool.
You are still cursed. Oh shoot, this is not a great time to be
Fucking
cursed.
curse.
Just remember, everyone, get help actions from someone. Buddy up.
Cancel. Who's your buddy?
Curse buddy.
2 by 2.
What?
You forgot to collect the homework.
It was gonna come up, so I do have it in my
I
notes.
just didn't want to be 30 minutes down the road and Coulter be like, shoot, you guys are cursed. Let's redo the episode.
Everything was wrong.
You all walk into this clearing with that 17. It is difficult to tell from the arrangement of things. Like the wagons all seem to be roughly the same size. You can tell from the colors of them and kind of like the shapes of their awnings that there are at least 4 of the wagons that are Aurora Watch. And there are a few of the others that are more colorfully decorated. So instead of just bearing the Kryn Dynasty crest across the side of them, like the Aurora Watch supply trains would, the other 3 bear more like eye-catching colors. You have one in purple, one in green, and one in blue. And they all have kind of varying designs on them that show, one of them has like a mural of moorbounders that's like in combat and they look vicious, even though you can see there's a moorbounder just through 2 of the wagons across the fire that's lazily sitting with its head on a creature's lap
I now
that you
hate
can't quite make out.
Moorbounders, so.
I was going to ask if we had long rested, but I remember we had the Moorbounder effect before we got here. So my spent spell slots, that's why. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I answered my own question while I was waiting for you.
And it's a
But-
mix of races, so it doesn't seem like the goblins we've seen. So like, does it feel like this is a goblin kind of centered? or-
It seems like everybody else that you're seeing, there are Aurora Watch folks in uniform that are kind of occasionally walking between the wagons
Aurora
to go.
Watch.
Like the soldiers that you saw felled on the road
Okay.
before.
Oh, okay. And then is there? No, go ahead, Rio.
If you're injured, do you want me to? I have non-magical healing.
Yeah, we can do that once we like settle in. I don't know. Are we planning on just passing through? I guess we should be rolling. Are we planning on? Oh, and is there any obvious magic users? That's what I was gonna ask.
So while the arrangement and everything shows that there's not like a hierarchy in that sense, it does seem like the focus of the space is primarily around the merchant wagons, as well as this kind of, you can see that there's part of what you can get between the wagons without getting closer, where an area on the other side of the campfire just looks so verdant. It looks like it's like Technicolor green versus everything else.
Because
around
this is
it
so bizarre based on where we've been traveling through.
Yes, and I'll give you just like I apologize for rambling a little bit in the DM descriptions here, but
Fine.
on the map, you see, and Hank, you might have to zoom in because it's going to be a little bit hard to see. Yeah, that tops of trees, that ring.
Oh, it's just
This
a
is
tiny
where you
little
reach.
area. Yikes.
So we're like halfway, right? Yeah.
But yeah, so you see that kind of like burden space that the merchants seem to be more of the focus of the stop than they were a lot. And the goblin family, there's like 2 kids in the goblin family that seem to kind of run back and forth between the little caravan and the turtles, occasionally carrying supplies, but for the most part seemingly just playing.
I do first aid on you for 7.
The species
3 plus 4,
7.
8, 9, 10.
Oh, you're
the
really getting
soldiers-
good at that, John.
The soldiers are primarily drow, but you do see there's a couple bugbears around, as well as humans.
And bugbears are sentient. I wouldn't try to.
I'm sorry, did we,
Bugbears are goblinoid, but they are like much larger.
Oh, okay, cool.
were we moving around the camp?
Y'all were still like entering in here.
Okay.
So,
But if you
we're-
if you guys want to get closer, please proceed.
I think we should
Yeah, I think we.
be friendly
Is
looking.
anyone else injured? Sean's going to be poking at everybody until he's healed everyone.
Fine.
As we enter, I'm gonna.
Don't want to spook the turtle with a bunch of blood.
I'm gonna see who's like at the campfire.
How are you approaching, or how closely are you approaching? I'll say.
So this right here, is this like a wall?
No, these are those are all wagon tracks.
Oh, they're
So
tracks.
the
Okay.
wagons are just circled, but there is space to walk between all of them.
That's smoke.
The bonfire. Yeah. It looks like
It might be a
teeny.
smoke elemental.
Could be.
I'll I'm not gonna like try to sneak or anything. I'll probably go to like the edge of like in between the wagons.
Question. Not terribly related to gameplay, but is this one of the maps you got additionally?
Oh, this is one of the ones that came with.
I was gonna say, 'cause that fire with the smoke it's so idyllic. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just a really great map.
Yeah.
This one did come. This one did come with the book. So if you're watching this campaign and you're going to play it yourself, this one should be in the book.
I love how they do the turtles. It's so great.
I love the turtles.
Um,
Where are we? If we're going to be parking our wagon,
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking for a place to do Belle in the wagon.
okay. Are you feeling like you're going to be in with the group or like off to the side? Like, are you coming up into this mess? Or
I mean, I would probably flag somebody down. I was like, where should I put
okay.
my horse and wagon?
My buggy.
so didn't you flag down one of the drow?
Or somebody, yeah. Somebody who looks like they would be an authority of who to ask.
One of the Aurora watch.
Makes eye contact, maybe.
Quick question. So you were approaching. So is this happening at the same time as you were kind of like trying to scout a little bit?
I mean, I would have been doing this when I arrived, so I mean, like, if
Yeah,
you
like I would
score
as soon
off-
as we got in, like I was gonna break off.
okay, so we'll say this is happening roughly the same time. Just at
wouldn't
different
even need
parts
to
of
role
it.
play mine. That's what I'm doing.
And then we'll send. And tell me which area you're at. I'll tell you what you see.
I'm gonna go like here. Oh, I can't move my token. Huh.
As you approach, and Sean is getting to one of the other Aurora Watch folks, they don't really seem to like stop you or question you or anything. They're just going about their business. He's like cleaning his boots, whatever, just standing here. So you can just walk between here, just nods at you. Inside the circle, you can see that the verdant green that your companion saw with her insight check is two dryads sitting at the far end of the fire, not particularly participating in the conversation, but occasionally smiling or making little like chittering, laughing sounds at whatever's happening around the fire.
That's rare.
And you see that the Moorbounder is resting its head on the lap of Justice, who's also sitting by the fire. And occasionally, he will, when he goes to refill his own plate, he will make a second plate and hand it between the dryads. As you walk up, getting a little bit closer, you can see that there is an opening spot. So the Aurora Watch Guard basically says, "Oh, you're welcome. Always, the more the merrier. Happy to have the protection of companionship. And please, I'll help you guide your wagon." And it leads you to the other side of the fire here, where it's kind of blocked by the smoke, but that's where the wagon would have a spot.
And Belle is very well trained. She does not need to be moored or tied to anything.
We only do that for the oxen because they'll wander off, and generally when they wander off, they don't come back.
Belle is a city horse. She doesn't want to be out here any more than we do.
Enjoy your stay. And then kind of confusedly walks away, and you hear mumbling of city horse. Kind of looks at Belle.
She's very cosmopolitan.
He's
Belle picks up her hoof to avoid a mud puddle.
the small town horse living in a lonely.
No, she's a city horse. Born and raised in South
Uptown,
Detroit.
On top of Cassius, on top of seeing those two dryads and Justice, you do see that there's two merchants that seem to be the center of the conversation, both of them very boisterous, as well as a couple of familiar faces.
Oh,
Our
those
nemesis.
bitches.
Now
On the
our
other
enemies.
side of the dryads from Justice sits a blue water genasi orc, and to her right sits a goblin cleric.
Which one was the nice one?
The ogre, the orc, and the goblin were all really nice.
So the blue one was nice.
Irvin was nice, but then I told him I purposely cheated. So he's a
Irvin's the
little-
human.
and
I
then-
was the orc.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the drow's the bitchy one.
Which was
Galdarian.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go.
The Chaos Twink.
I'm gonna go walk up and sit between the druid and the orc dude, if that's
Orc lady.
there it is. Orc lady. There
As
is that.
you're approaching, Io was in conversation with Dermot, and hears the crunch and looks up, and you get kind of a you made it, grin.
Like,
How?
like, not happy to see me.
No, more of like a
It's good to finally see you.
roll insight, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see how you read it.
I like that.
I help you because I'm mooring the horse nearby.
Whereas I'm just staying in the back of the wagon, sharpening my blades.
I would probably approach Justice too, just to like greet him. Cause
Well, he's approaching
You're-
Io.
oh, you're approaching. Oh, okay.
You're approaching Io, you're approaching
Yeah,
Justice.
I'll go after.
As soon as
where
I'm
we
done
going
with the
I'm staying with
wagon.
Belle.
And I'm probably with Belle and Lazel.
So I'll put you over.
Lae'zel.
I am hurriedly trying to get the wagon
Valerie.
in place so I can
Valerie.
talk to those dryads because they're the most interesting thing here.
They are.
Okay, so we have we move Cassius instead of Sean. Sean is over here. Okay, so we'll do inside check from Cassius and then you go over to Char.
21.
It is like bemused and a little surprised, but nothing malicious in it.
She is the competitive one.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you approach, like before you can get a word out, she just goes, I honestly thought y'all had already passed through here. Looks like we beat you again.
Well, you did get a head start.
Fair. We did get a head start, but y'all are
Thank you.
You're
Is
welcome.
Is that a compliment?
However you choose to take it.
Okay.
I have often been told I'm good with my hands. I tell her back.
She kind of seems to notice and like gives you a little like nod smile back.
How long have you guys been here?
Oh, we're actually nearing the end of our stay. Just one more night and I think we'll be recovered and good to go. There was a lot more on that road than we anticipated.
Lots of dead people.
Oh, we didn't see many dead. Well, I mean, we watched some folks die, but we
Just watched.
in combat. We were assisting the Aurora Guard and trying to take down any cool.
Oh. I'll fish out the ring that we found.
That? Hold on to that. For now, Irvin won't believe me if I give it to him and say it was from you, so you need to give it to him yourself.
What is this?
We found a ring at the first winged horror thing, and one of us made a perception check that it was one of theirs.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much. He's going to be very excited to find it. Even if he's an ass about it, he's going to be excited.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. If you'll excuse me, ladies, I approach the giants. It has been centuries since I have met someone who lives past 80. And I just kind of sit down near them.
One of them like leans over to the other and like whispers a little bit, and she reaches down and kind of strokes the ground, and just flowers grow up across the fingertip spot. And she looks over and just smiles, and neither of them say a word.
Ooh.
I'll try Marquesian and Zemnian.
As you try, and both kind of smile and nod, and occasionally will like reach down, create a flower, and hand it to you.
This was not the meaningful conversation I was hoping for, but
Justice. I was almost Australian. We're gonna give up on accents entirely.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I can
Yeah.
barely talk as it is.
I've been through these parts a good dozen times, and I've never gotten a single word out of them.
Is that Justice?
Yeah.
Well, Justice, you are so young. There is finesse to this kind of conversation, and I will start like running my finger across the ground and like offering them dirt.
One of the dryads, Lenata, on the right, reaches out and takes your hands with the dirt in it, and when she pulls away, it's all grass.
Oh.
Yes. I guess it's going to be another century.
Oh, the dryads are why this area is so green. As I watch this Brass
You reached
making.
justice as well.
I will offer them Bell's compost.
Both of them like look at each other for a moment, and then
So excited for poop.
one takes the compost and pours some of it on the plate, and then they both just sit with it between them, very excited.
I kind of like circle them, kind of like examining them from all sides. I'm like, their magic is so quick and clean, easy.
And then for my end of the scene, I will regale them of a tale from before the demon scar. Like, tell them a tale of this land before it was like a wasteland. That's my contribution to them.
You see, we can go ahead and do either a performance or persuasion.
Get Bell to help me.
Well, I was gonna say you can negate the disadvantage for this one,
Okay.
just because you are telling them their own joy, you know. With the 16, you see that the other one, Robor, and you kind of get the names from the people around them. Lanata seems to be just raptured, and she's just sitting on the edge of her seat, just kind of these wisps of grassy.
And I tell it from a dryad perspective as like plants. You know what I mean? Like, I don't tell about like interesting things. I'm like describing
The
things.
world.
Yeah.
Her sister, they are known colloquially as the Acorn Sisters, and Rabor rests her head on Lanata's lap and just seems to be taking in the tale occasionally, lifting her head when an exciting moment happens, but then just relaxing back. And
And that's me for the scene.
when you were approaching Justice, I believe as well.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him why it was so green, but now I know.
Oh, yeah,
So,
the,
I guess I so glad you made it back to your party. Does anybody here that I could talk to about what's been going on outside? The Aurora Guards, probably. Sorry, I'm just thinking it out loud.
When you say what's going on outside,
Oh, so just this land is wasting away, and all these creatures we've been by.
oh, you haven't been out of Dragonlance in a while, have you?
Well, I'm not super traveled yet, so I'm trying to rectify that.
Well, this land's been like this for, I think, as far as anyone can remember, but it's been particularly bad with the Marauders in the last 40 years.
Terrible.
But no, I mean, the curse of this place goes back to the Calamity. Nothing left in the wake of the War of the Betrayer Gods, or so they say. But this place stayed the same, even with Heaven's Gates closed to the rest of us. Little slice of it here of our own.
I'm happy to see some greenery again. Did you all see the moon last night? Ruidus, angry eye.
Not at camp here. Any of y'all see Rudis? And everybody kind of starts to make like a lucky sign, a couple spit on the ground, and nobody
John,
seems
seeing
to
all
have
that,
seen
starts to
it.
put his arm back down.
Now, we're not a superstitious bunch, so you'll be fine in this company. But I wouldn't go sharing that around.
I don't. That's a good point.
Especially in these rural parts. There's travelers here, and kind of get a huzzah for being travelers. We're used to these strange oddities, but as you get closer to Bazazan, any sight of omens, not a welcome sight there.
Great. And can we expect to find more melted beasts?
If the Aurora Watch is doing their job.
Oh, all right.
I did mean to tell you, thank you all so much. If y'all are here, I did want to offer you something for your troubles. I told you when I got back here, I'd get you the rest of your reward, and now y'all made it. You didn't die. That's great.
I
Good sign.
befriended a warbounder.
You get there's like a little like leap kick from rice pudding. Justice goes and digs in their pack and pulls out goggles of night.
Ooh.
We couldn't sell this, I think, because the price was too high, but I got authorization to hand it over.
I can't see in the dark.
I can't.
Me neither. We're a pretty night blind group.
Oh, this is gonna be fun later.
So I guess I reach for them if he's handing them to me.
He does it in full view, so like the rest of your party can see that they are being given.
Okay.
But yeah, if you,
I
if you see
do. I do make the
closest-
first attempt to grab them. I don't know if anybody else wants to try. to grab them.
I would like to go. You got the last one.
What are you talking about?
And do you speak Marquesian or Zemnian?
I don't think so.
Well, in Marquesian, curse for a moment and be like, you know which last one.
Fine. Are you saying you want the goggles?
No, but it would be useful for. Valerie, can you see in the dark?
I'm trying to figure that out right now. Hold on.
Can none of you see in the
I
dark?
don't think any of us.
think
Let me
so.
check.
That's
Dragonborns
amazing.
can see in the
Yeah.
I
dark.
can't. No.
Okay, well then,
Wait,
yeah, I
hold on,
can't.
gotta check it.
I'm surprised you can't.
Like I live in the
There's
astral
poker
sea. Everything is dark.
Let me see.
No night vision. Forget the Yankees.
None of you have dark vision.
So I
would
would say
give them to you.
I would say it would go to her because she is the most reliant on being able to see for
Oh,
disadvantage.
I can see. I have dark vision.
I could say with the
Well, Valray, since you're usually first, first in.
I'll take
Really?
them and I'll try that. They're goggles, you said?
Yeah, but I
Okay,
meant
so
like
try to go
if nothing else, when you're in your hybrid form,
Leave them on.
you have enhanced
It's still
senses, so
evening
you
right
don't
now, so if you do
necessarily
slide
need
them on, everything just looks normal.
I don't think these work.
Wait, are they goggles of night, as in they give you dark vision? Or
Yes.
okay, because there's also ones that like get rid of sunlight sensitivity.
These ones are the ones that give you dark vision.
Okay.
And Justice is the tiefling. I can't remember if we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
So Cassius is still standing between Io and Dermot. We got Char and Sean over kind of more with Justice and the Dryads. And then we have Lizelle. Belray.
Okay.
It's so funny because my brain already was like, that's wrong, as it was coming out of my mouth.
Still, yeah. Still
Belray and Dax over with the horse still getting
Fun fact
settled.
though, Margaret has met Lazel.
I
That's
have.
true. Met Lizelle Friday.
I did.
The voice actress who plays Lazel.
Yes.
To be more specific,
Deborah.
we are not schizophrenic.
No. I was able to meet Deborah Wild
And Astarion, right?
and Astarion. But hopefully my children are not watching this because that is a surprise for them.
Well, this will come out for another 2 weeks.
I'm sure I will get a text message if they are watching.
And no one's on Twitch, so
Yay!
we made it. We're clear.
You do see that two of the merchant stalls are like set up and open with folks in there to sell wares.
I'm currently wearing the goggles.
Io stands up and says, "Let me go grab Irvin. We'll get that ring sorted out. Thank you so much. This is like gonna make his day."
I mean, clearly we are all but companions on the road, right, Io? Not competing over anything or trying to one-up anyone.
There is glory to go around.
Aha.
And as she walks away, she just turns back and goes, "If we get it first," and then just keeps walking. And you can kind of see she walks over to a series of tents that are set up just north of the site.
I really want to tell her, you be careful, I'll tie you to the bedpost, but I don't want to come off as sexy.
Okay, what is everybody else doing?
I would just be observing.
Sharpening axes.
With now my goggles on.
Both of you, as you're kind of just observing from the outside, see one of the goblin children standing at the edge of the wagon, peeking their head around, just staring at the two of you.
Shink.
Whoa.
Shink.
Oh.
Shink.
We have an audience.
When don't we? Shink.
With the lycanthropy claws.
Damn.
And the goblin kid runs underneath the wagon and across the bonfire area and back over to the turtle, where you see a male goblin hop down from having done something and then all of a sudden see their child come up and just get them. It's okay, everything's fine,
In a
everything's
rare
fine."
moment where me and my player character 100% crossover, I go, no running!
I look at Valray.
Because there's a fire.
I transform them back to my normal hand. I look at Valray and go, I don't get it. I would have been so into that at that age.
Aw.
I'm sure this youngling is more used to having things try to eviscerate it.
They don't make them like they used to, apparently. Ooh, big scary.
A goblin dressed in armor with one hand held down, holding hands with the little kid that you saw run away, walks over around the camps to where y'all are and goes, I'm terribly sorry to bother all of you, but my son wants to know if you can show him how to make the claws.
Aw.
I don't know what that means.
Oh.
Well, when in your house.
It's just a party trick. He was looking and I thought it was ancient stuff.
And he gets down on one knee to be eye level with his son and see, if you work real hard and you pick up some of that magic your dad and I have been telling you about, you could make claws someday.
This
You just gotta
gay
work
dad
on it.
goblin.
Gay war dads! They're gay war dads!
Sorry.
Okay. Question. Would I know, as a small goblinoid creature, how far can they jump? Like a little boy.
Like unassisted?
Yes.
I think pretty much like normal for like a 5-year-old kid.
Okay.
I'd say like
All right. I will get. I kind of want to cast jump on him. Ionic
He's
jump.
going to hurt himself. It's Ionic jump, I think, can only be cast on you.
No, you touch a creature. The creature jump distance is triple until the end of the spell. So for 1 minute, he gets to jump triple his distance.
how are you doing this?
I'm gonna jump off of the back of the wagon and crouch down in front of it, in front of him.
And you see when you jump, the kid like gets scared and like gets behind his dad, but is still like peeking out to watch.
Lay down my axes on either side as I crouch down. Almost like the hero put like one knee down, move my goggles up.
Red line's already formed.
Yep. No, just deep depressions. Yeah.
Me too.
Deep depression. Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, who does?
Who is it?
Oh, in character. Jack's depressed.
Aw.
Heed your father's words, child, and you too one day may be able to do this. And I touch the child, and I cast jump. Now, take a jump. That way, towards the oxen is where I'm going.
He,
Away from the fire, away from
the dad looks at you and kind of like nods, and the kid's looking up at the dad. It doesn't say a word, still silent.
Yeah.
And the dad looks down and nods at him, and he turns and runs and jumps towards the oxen, sails over the fence and lands in the pen, and is just like the first noise you've heard him made since the gasp is just cackling with laughter, and the oxen are starting to freak out a little bit and like move away from the goblin child, but he's just rolling on the ground like so excited and stands up and jumps again to get out of the pen and is just like jumping around the glen trying to get back, and then you see him stop and run back to the turtle.
Yay! And then he jumps up.
We're going to have to call it cricket now.
What does that mean?
The child, like a cricket, he jumps. His name would be Cricket now. Her, I don't know, it's...
Oh, please.
But he's not chirping. Grasshopper? Hopper. We're naming him Hop.
I mean, he's not chirping.
Huh.
Grasshoppers also chirp.
They do know.
Well, his name's Gothby, but I'm sure that he would not be upset about that
Hoppy
particular
Gothby.
moniker. That's cute. I'm not going to tell his sister that.
No.
Oh gosh, you're gonna have to cast it on the sister now.
Oh, she's 3. Yeah.
Is that too young?
We've got our hands full up.
You imagine being 3.
Oh, Drazagor is going to be so confused. I'm going to go warn my husband about what's about to come into the house. But
You're welcome. And I'll take my axe back up and lean against the cart.
We do appreciate the hospitality. Gossie's been a shy one, so good to get him to open up.
Wait, how old was that one?
5?
Oh, sorry, it's only 2 years. It's the same age, basically.
Good. So
Points are so weird when they're young. I say to the dragons.
one just so the one that you talk directly to doesn't react at all, but Rover, who's still laying with her head in her sister's lap, nods. The goblin introduces himself as Caldadern, and says he's going to go warn Drasagor about the new impending repairs that will need to be made.
If they are going to Bazzoxan, we need to travel with these gay dad goblins.
No, I think they own the
The turtle? Yeah, sure. If it's going to Bazzoxan, we're going to travel with the gay goblin dads.
I'll let y'all talk to them later as you see fit. But yeah, so the goblin dad goes back to warn the other, and you can kind of hear some like commotion and like tears and things happening over on the other side, and like some like
It wears off after a minute.
stern yelling, but also a lot of laughter.
Okay.
So they're not upset. It's chaos, but an enjoyable family chaos.
Then I'm sure after one moment he's like, "Aww." It wears off.
What is everybody else doing? Oh, so you kind of have like the free time of this space. So
Chrysias was cozying up to some of our competitors.
Yeah, they left them.
one of them did. Dermot's still hanging out. I just went to get Irvin.
I'm just gonna sit and listen.
Dermot, how is the light of...
The Luxon?
And I would have known that, but the light of the Luxon treating you on your journey.
Shined bright. It brought us through the abyss.
Does Dermot carry a lantern? Because that's very common of his faith.
He has a light like pendant.
Okay.
So full like plate armor and then this like holy symbol
That's lit up.
glows. Yeah.
Okay. It is rare for one of your clergy to not carry a lantern. Was that a personal choice to go with a magical light as opposed to a flame? No judgment. It's just a question.
Wait. It is hard to find one pendant.
You're telling me.
No, my family is not born to the Luxon, so
No ancestral lantern.
no. But I do plan to make one on my path. But this is our first time out.
Wait, this
I'm
is
not
your
supposed to say
this is your first adventure?
that.
Dermot, it is too late.
Poor Dermot, he was clear to.
Yes. This is our first time out of Jagao together.
How about this? You help me out, and I won't tell anyone.
How?
In the future, when we meet, I want you to tell me about the most perfect leaf that you found in the wasteland.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all, and I'll keep everything else to myself.
Yeah. He like looks around the group to make sure nobody else heard this.
Would I have heard it?
I mean, it depends on where you're standing. He was more looking at the people around the fire to make sure that like the Aurora Guard and like the merchants and everything didn't hear that they were green. But
And then I would also like to hand him, just because I have a soft spot for clerics. I think they're ridiculous, but I have a soft spot for
it's so
them.
silly.
It's actually I'm a cleric, but like I'm not. You know what I mean? Like we're homebrewing. I'm not a cleric. I hand him a flint, and I say it would be a great honor if you light your lantern when you get one with my flint.
I would gladly.
Yeah, of course, Dermot. You have been a good friend, you and Maggie.
Do you want to see Maggie?
Oh, is she here?
Yeah.
I assumed that she had died. It was a joke, Dermot. It was a joke. I'm sorry. It is adventurer road humor. It's normal.
I will get Maggie before I say anything dumber.
What? Then I just come with you.
Oh, okay. As you all begin to kind of walk around the wagons, you see that Io and Irvin are starting to turn back to walk towards the campfire. And that's where we'll take a brief break. Welcome back from the break. As we left our party, there had been a lovely display of familial care between multiple of our members, some communication with dryads, and a reconciliation, not a reconciliation, but a re-meeting of your rivals of this campaign. Finding out that not only Io and Dermot were here, but the rest of the party seems to be as well.
So I would say that if there really doesn't seem to be any magic users around, I'm probably gonna just like rest in the thing until we're gonna leave.
I mean, there's Gosias.
No, I mean like of these new people. Like, can somebody teach me anything? No, okay, I don't really care. The dryads can't talk to me, so I'm just gonna rest. I'm hurt anyway.
Oh, what the heck? Who is that?
Maggie.
Is that
that's Maggie.
a buggy bear? Oh, no, it's Maggie. Wow, she's that big, huh?
She's as big as the horse.
She's an ogre.
Oh, I didn't realize the horse was that big too. Okay.
She is as big as the horse. Yeah. So while we gather you all up, was there anything any of y'all were doing while they went to get their party members, or were we?
I was just waiting to talk to Maggie and Irvin. So
As
I might go into the tavern.
house, isn't it?
Is it a house? I thought it was a tavern.
where? Sorry.
Well,
The
where the
goblins.
goblins are.
Oh
is it
yes,
their
it is,
house?
it's their house. Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
It looks like almost like a war caravan. You can kind of see that there's like these parapets coming off of it. There's like a this spot in the middle here. You can kind of see it's darker. Is an archery tower built up from this large platform. And there are multiple like enclosed spaces. Like you can see the one on the side is like a little hut there with has a roof, and in the front there's also a roofed area.
So
Like a warvy.
I will still go up to it and try and enter to see if there's a bar.
So there is a ladder on one side of it that you have to walk around the back to access. So over here,
This is the dangerous public entrance.
climbing up on the parapet here. There's another ladder that leads up to this main platform, and you see a elegant-looking bugbear woman in like very flowing robes, with lots of like beading in her hair hanging down and a lot of little ornamentation. And she turns. Are you the one that made my nephew leap?
Yes.
Welcome to our home. I am the witch. And she takes your hand with both of hers, and there's this little spark as she touches.
What do I feel?
It's like a tingle, like getting like a joy buzzer kind of thing, but it's very slight, and it just runs up your arm and dissipates.
All right.
You may call me the witch or Auntie Jaller. The witch or Auntie Jaller?
Auntie Jaller.
And you've made one of the more desolate legs of our journey a lot more enjoyable, so I would say thank you. The children will be dining out on this for weeks. I say possibly until we get to Azarius.
Is that where you're headed?
Yes.
Azarius. Would I know of that place? I'm trying to think. Azarius. I'm familiar.
So kind of dependent on how long you've been in the Empire.
Sure.
So based on where your creche was, that was actually closer to Azarius than we are right now.
Gotcha. Because honestly, my crush is not too far from where you're from.
Sorry, Azarius is hidden on this map, so I'll show it to
That's
you.
okay.
It is here.
There it is.
So they're going the opposite direction.
Yeah, they're heading out this way. While you're all heading towards Bazazan.
We
And
would have came through Azarius on the way to Chigao. Right?
No, because we're up here.
Okay, we
over
started
y'all
down here.
Yes, I believe so because y'all were on the eastern side
Yeah.
of the river.
Okay.
You would have passed through his areas. And she tells you her brother was is a retired guardsman in his areas. While his husband was part of the Aurora Watch, and they're just going back to see her side of the family, the rest of the bugbears.
Are
Family is
bugbears
important.
and goblins born from the same parents? No, right?
It's the bugbear side of the family.
In your house.
It seems like you basically walked into a home, and kind of is a little bit more clear now that there's like some furniture spread out along this area where there's an entry to the guard tower, and you see
Yeah.
there's another goblin at the top of the guard tower who seems to be kind of walking around, keeping an eye on things. Ahead of you is like a larger kind of custom-made shack area. And you can see tools left out from repairs that were being finished. And then it seemed that Auntie Joller came from the hut that's on that right side of the
Okay.
tunnel. I realize I'm on the other
Nope, you're
side, so I
fine.
can't see it.
So I'm trying to remember. I need to write it down. What is the name? What is that species again?
Bugbear?
No, the turtle.
Oh, Horizon back tortoise.
Horizon back tortoise. I was under the last horizon back tortoise I encountered was a tavern.
Oh, Big Yu-Yo Heel's family.
Yu-Yo.
Yes, Big Yu-Yo.
Big Yu-Yo. He is big. Well,
So not a bar.
not a bar. So not a bar. I'll leave you to your rest and to your rearranging. Sounded like there was commotion from the jumping. Must have been very. Did we get the little 5-year-old's name?
So the dad, I think, just said it in passing.
Alfred?
Yeah, it was
Gothy.
Hoppy, Goth, yeah.
Gothy.
So, sure, Hoppy was very excited.
Oh, Jesper was as well. I don't think we'll hear the end of that. And you see her skirts kind of ruffle as a even smaller goblin pokes her head out from underneath the skirt. You're the jump lady.
Crouch down. Tomorrow.
You only do that once per day.
Auntie says you'd be good.
Auntie, the jump lady will come back tomorrow. Say. And then she's just back underneath the skirt.
Love it. But this is all straight face, very serious.
The 3-year-old has now spoken more than the 5-year-old.
As 3-year-olds are wont to do.
Auntie lifts her skirts up, and there's no goblin underneath. Oh dear. All right. Well, I'm going to go find that one. He kind of starts to shuffle off.
And I'll
Offer her a
I'll
glass
go
of
back.
wine.
You listen to your old witch.
I'll go back with the group. So there are no drinks at the Horizon Back Tortoise, but there is a witch
A witch?
and a young goblin.
Well, if there's a witch, there's definitely a drink. You just didn't look hard enough.
No, that is their residence. I was.
I'm sure
Oh,
they
it's
have
Like a witch, like magic-y, spooky witch?
It
Or-
was tingly. She was tingly.
You touched her,
Yes.
and it was tingly.
Yes.
Well, sometimes when two people love each other very much.
I kind of lower my voice and I'm like, could she help us with our curse?
Are we cursed?
Oh, yes, we are very definitely cursed.
Oh, I will be honest. I had forgotten about the curse.
I don't laugh, but
When
I
did we
it's
get
funny.
cursed?
By the moon. You were the one who told us we were cursed.
Oh. Right. Yes.
Can you
Yes.
look again? Maybe it's gone. Have we long rested since then? Yes. No.
No.
After we get up in the morning, let's check again. And then maybe we'll have to meet with her.
I did tell the young one that I would let her be jumpy as well, if she's been good.
Okay. The father seemed concerned about the 3-year-old, but
if the witch understands and is, in proper care of the child, there will be no danger.
And
Did she
she's a healing
introduce
witch.
herself as a witch, or are you just making an assumption?
She said, "Call me the witch or Auntie."
Oh, that's fine then. That's fine. No complaints here.
Solid evidence.
And I'm sorry, this is a correction on my part because I said the witch, but I feel like it's important. She calls herself Old Witch, so
Old
that's what I should have. That's my bad. My
She
bad.
called herself. She said, "Call me Old Witch or Auntie." And I can't remember her name.
Jeller.
Jeller.
Jowler.
Auntie.
In my experience, if someone wants to able to refer to them as a witch or the witch or an old witch, they most definitely are not very witchy. I'm just saying.
She said she got the tingles from her, so I'm just assuming
It was very
that she
tingly.
was attracted to the bug.
I don't understand how sexual tension translates to being a witch. If that's true, then,
Obviously not many witches.
if that's true, then call me Bog Witch.
There's been no sexual tension between us.
Not between us, I reckon.
You know the witch.
See? See? This is camaraderie, right?
It's close to it.
Have we reconnoitered with our competitors?
They're on their way over now.
And as that is happening, you do see the horde of them all together. It seems that so I was walking in front of the others with Irvin by her side, and then Maggie is holding a big box in her hands, kind of average size for her, but large for the rest of you, and looks very excited. And then you see.
Immediately throw my arms out. Maggie! Hug me, but don't break my bones.
Sean! I don't think you have bones. And
I
then
have many bones, Maggie.
the little pop. Okay,
No, okay, Maggie, let's calm down.
proving your point. And now, who is your tactician? She holds up the box with one hand.
I assume I am the closest to a tactician that we have.
I grab it.
I also
I'll try and grab it. I don't know if she's too tall.
And she's so I would
I'll
say
try and
it's like
swipe it. And then
yeah, like
don't
10
reach.
feet off the ground. You can get a hand on it and pull it. You are who I'm here to face. And she pulls up like a little stool and sits on the little stool and drags one of the logs that nobody's sitting on between you in this like,
Okay.
loud dragging sound, and then takes a dragon chess board out of this box and starts setting up the pieces.
Oh, yes, definitely Valerie. I will pat you on the shoulder and cast guidance.
Zero intelligence.
Oh no.
Do you even have proficiency in dragon chess?
Nope.
Do you even have proficiency?
Dice set. That's
Do you have proficiency in dragon chess?
a dragon chest now.
we're gonna do poorly. Yay, pass the time.
As Maggie starts to set up her table, Irvin kind of steps around out of the cloud of smoke billowing. I heard one of you has something that belongs to me.
I do.
He looks back at Io, and sheepishly looks back. I wanted to say thank you for retrieving it.
I don't know why you would thank me when it's a dagger between your ribs. I'm just kidding. It's your ring.
Dax is laughing out loud.
And you saw like Irvin like jump for a second, and then looks a little more scowling as he puts the ring back on.
And then he realizes it's a cheese knife. I pulled a cheese knife.
The rounded edge.
I suppose I can forgive you the jest when you've done me such a service.
Of course.
This has been my family for generations, and I'd like to see it stay that way. I'm sure that as none of you have important artifacts, nobody will quite understand the importance of this to me, but that was more Coulter being jokey about the artifact. the
Nobody's
divergence.
got these important artifacts.
But no, please, we'll be happy to pay for y'all's meal tonight. We appreciate.
I have a different proposition.
No, I like the idea of free food.
And you see, like at like Io on the other side of you like smacks you. Like, if I can save some money, we're already over. What would your proposition be?
I know you have it in your heads that we are competing for some great treasure.
I don't know about a treasure, but honor, glory, the saviors of humanity.
I would propose, in exchange for returning the ring, that we travel to Bazzoxan together, and then once upon reaching the gates, games afoot.
I will consider it. Let's see how this evening goes, and if Galceria doesn't decide to enact violence, in which case I'm sure that that's going to be a whole thing. I mean, that's not a threat whatsoever. He's just a dick sometimes.
I understand, he's the drow.
Yeah. Oh, well, I grew up with drow. There's some great drow.
Don't get me wrong, there's some great drow, but
Yeah.
the males, they have done this.
And she, like, Galceria is talking with Dermot in, like, hushed tones still, and she checks to make sure he's not listening to the conversation. I think that is a proposition that I can take back to the group.
I just want to wake up tomorrow not hugged to my sleeping bag.
Oh.
I mean, you can't even
I'm
guarantee
not
that
wasting
right
my
now.
rope on all of you.
Well, we have rope, so
I just look at
and I can
wait,
buy
wait.
more.
Your rope.
No, I'm saying I will
hug.
hug you if you try anything.
Oh.
It was banter.
Oh, yeah. I'm just great with knots. That's all.
to nobody in particular, just go, I suddenly feel so much better about social standings. Seeing Sean flub all that.
Didn't flub a thing.
Your rope, my rope. Hog tie, I'll hog tie you.
But, I mean, for the evening, let's all just enjoy ourselves. It might be the last night of rest that we get, and God knows.
All right, twist my arm, and I slip a lute out of its case.
She reaches into her, like what would you call a vest, and pulls out a flute.
Do you know the ballad of the orc and the elf princess?
She plays the first, like, cadence of it.
No, the body version.
Oh, you dog. You see the caravanners all get very excited at the starting of music, as one of the two humans on the other side like nudges the other. She's like, "Yeah, these goddamn Aurora Watchmen don't put enough stake in the arts. This is what I'm saying."
And I play the lyre, not the lute. So
You're saying you were a liar about playing the lute?
I just looked at it. I was like, no, that's not lute. That's lyre. It's a more sophisticated instrument.
It's all the same clef.
So Maggie,
Lyre's
after she sets up the entire board and has all of your pieces
Oh,
together
gosh.
there,
I'm gonna.
I nudge
So bad.
Cosias. Go ahead.
I will give you.
Enjoying watching her struggle. She needs to learn.
With the chess.
Will. I don't know how to play.
That's son.
So just.
I'm not sure that she knows how to play. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's okay.
So, but she's gonna fake it. She's gonna.
Fake it till you make it.
That's not how horses run. Horses would go straight forward.
Right. I will move a. So it's like regular chess, I'm assuming.
It ostensibly looks like what we could describe it as.
Okay. So I'll move upon forward one square.
Maggie nods, puts her hand on her chin. I see. Well, you won't get me that easy. Moves one on one space,
Oh gosh.
and then puts her hands together.
We're all just looking at you.
Now we're gonna watch you guys play chess.
I'm like playing the lyre and like just kind of like, it's fine.
I'm gonna move. I'll end up moving another pawn like on the opposite side, up one. Just like, okay, that first one worked. This is all her internal monologue. That first move worked. I didn't get called out, so I'm gonna do the same thing but on the other side.
Colton, would you allow me tiny bit of shenanigans.
Does
What?
Valerie,
Sure.
do you know the
Well, so
rules?
borrowed
No.
knowledge is usually only casted on yourself, but can I cast borrowed knowledge to have her know how to play dragon chess?
Okay.
It's
So-
fine if it's no. It's fine.
Because I'm trying to think of like I don't want it. Actually, I don't really care about this one. Like as far as like if you guys have access to our knowledge in this way later. So yes.
Well, it's only for an hour.
Oh yeah, no. But in my mind, I was like the only reason I wouldn't do it because I don't want to set a precedent for like later you guys being able to.
I won't do it
things.
ever again.
But I also don't mind that actually just being a table rule for borrowed knowledge, so we can just make that something that you guys can exchange some stuff with. I don't think it's going to be like
Because to me, casting
situationally
enhanced
useful.
ability would feel like cheating.
Yeah.
But like giving her the ability to just have proficiency in it would be
For an hour.
evening. You know what I mean? Like,
Fair. Okay, so
so while I'm playing the lyre, I make eye contact with you, and magic fills you, and just suddenly you have the knowledge of how to play dragon chess.
So eyes go wide and then narrow, and then I look at the board.
and as you had just moved that other pawn, Maggie is looking very confused and goes, "You may be a formidable opponent." So as this
Great.
game progresses, the more and more of the camp becoming enraptured in what is
Oh,
happening
God.
here. What I need from you
Okay.
is an intelligence check, which you can now make with proficiency.
Okay.
So you'll add your proficiency.
And you have
to your
guidance
straight
still.
intelligence
And
check.
guidance. Okay.
Actually, yeah, borrowed knowledge is not concentration.
Okay, so proficiency and guidance. Oh, that's terrible.
Well, when you still do, I still have disadvantage at this point.
Yep.
Okay. Can't get much worse than that. All
Spoke
right.
too soon? Oh.
9.
She lost proficiently, at
Yeah.
least.
In roughly like 15 or so minutes,
Mm-hmm.
you see something change in Maggie's demeanor as she realizes you don't know what you're doing. Like, you know the rules.
Yeah.
You know how chess works.
Yeah.
But she finally figures it out, and then like 3 moves later, game's over.
Again.
I don't know if that's it. Again.
Again.
She slides the pieces off the board and resets everything up.
I dance near her, going, and then she gobbled, and I touch her with my toe to cast guidance.
Cast guidance on her.
Well, because she's about to do a new one.
Oh,
And as soon as you use the guidance, I can cast it again.
oh man.
You see that one of the 2 Dryad sisters is now like hovering between the 2 of you, intent on this board, which is made of wood, and the other one is kind of just lazily flitting around the 2
Yay.
musicians playing.
I love
The most graphic song ever.
She occasionally will like make gestures or pantomimes to like match the song.
Oh, gosh.
If you want to know what we're talking about with the elven princess and the orc chieftain, I think it is, or war chief.
Yeah.
It was that one shot we did during Candlekeep.
It was the most vulgar book that we could ever think of, and then it's
Well,
the worst version.
Well, somebody said like I can play you that song, and then we determined that there's a dirty version and a romantic version.
Aw.
Yay.
Which one?
Okay.
We try one more time. One more time?
Guidance. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Unless Gosias wants to help.
Okay, that's still not bad. So, dirty 20.
How would I
One.
assist?
Whoa, Maggie's so smart.
This round is much
Like-
tighter than the last
Okay.
one, and you both have each other in check at multiple points. But there is one move that you do not see her make, and a bishop swings in to take your king, your dragon, if you will. I think that our rematch will be epic.
Oh, now we have to get a dragon for a set.
Oh,
And then
these
after
are
the-
travel ones.
That is a travel set?
Oh no, this is my set.
Okay.
And it's like it is a like full big size.
Wait, so the
dragon
merchants
thing.
here sell them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dax kind of gets up and goes over to the merchant to try to find a
I go
travel.
with you.
Are you still playing?
I think
After
like
20
in a
minutes.
break. Yeah.
Probably been an
I was
hour.
gonna say I probably played several songs.
Yeah.
So.
So by this time, I'm like, I don't know that I would have as much. Like, would I retain that knowledge, or do I forget how to play Dragon Chess now? So now
But we could practice on the road, and you
That's
could
fine.
gain the proficiency. It's a downtime activity.
Yeah, if nothing else, Valray is pissed off that she lost. Like, so that's her motivation, right? It's like, I'm not going to lose. I don't like losing. Is it magnetic? Just in
Well, I
case
don't know.
the
We're gonna
card
go and
bounces
see what they
around?
have.
With I would say as y'all go over there, Sean, you just noticed kind of in passing that Irvin is staying on the opposite side of the fire from the two humans that have been sitting there talking, having a good time.
2 humans we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been like hanging out. They were like friendly when y'all came up. They both appear to be kind of like in barbarian dress, a male and female. But he seems to be staying as far away from them while still being in the circle as possible.
Does Irvin look like Tin Town? No, that's the wrong universe. Never mind. I was like, maybe is he ragged? But that's a completely wrong universe. Never mind.
For reference, I'll give y'all just a reminder. This is what Irvin looks like.
Yeah, definitely doesn't look like a barbarian.
We've seen him do magic.
No.
Waste Walker. That's an interesting surname.
And then
Sounds like a ranger name.
I feel like Maggie's the easiest to see because her token's so big. But there's
Sorry, I
Maggie.
closed it accidentally. Sorry.
Oh, we love her.
Cute.
Okay.
I need to
Maggie's-
ask her about her flower on her chest.
There's Dermot.
And that little
I
thing
like
that he
Dermot.
wears is what lights up, right?
Yes.
That's his icon.
Gilceriad, who just looks like a chaos twink.
The grump.
Have we seen where he's been?
Gilceriad was talking with Dermot kind of just outside of the line of the fire, like wasn't kind of participating in what was going on. And then sorry, last one is I put magic in her by accident. But Io.
I like Io.
Me too.
Oh,
She's so pretty.
I ship Io and Valray.
I'm okay with this. Margar's okay with that. We'll have to figure out if Valray is.
Margar does have a thing for blue girls.
Totally.
You too?
Blue.
I haven't seen you at the cons.
I think Dax and Valerie should compete for Io's affections.
so I kind of sneak away to an area where I'm where I'm out of sight, and then I turn invisible.
Okay.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Do we find a portable dragon chess set?
Okay, so you're turning invisible. Who all is going to the shops? Okay, cool. So both of you go up to the shops.
Sure.
There's 2 merchants, and they're like leaning on their counters, like talking to each other between the 2 wagons. And then as you approach, both of them like get grins and step up and push forward like little advertising signs on their thing.
We need to buy 2 dragon chess sets for the road and a set of instructions.
Splitsies, splitsies, and both of them reach back and pull out one dragon chest at each.
When she breaks the first.
When she breaks the first one.
They're probably not wrong.
I could just see her going like, why can't I get this? And just chuck it into a lake.
And then,
And then we could just be like,
okay, so
We try again.
That'll be 1 gold piece each.
and that comes with the instructions.
Oh, the instructions are 5 silver.
That's fine.
That's the highway robbery.
That's some bullshit.
yeah.
It's a gift. It's worth spending money on your friends.
So 3 gold pieces total for the 2 sets and the 2 sets of instructions.
You said 1 gold piece just a second ago.
So
3 total.
So 1 gold piece for each set.
Oh, okay.
5 silver
Five
for
silver.
each of those, and that's
Well, we only need 1 set of instructions.
so 2.5 gold
Okay.
pieces.
I'll carry the silver if you want to buy the other set. Do they look nice? Are they nice? Do they are they magnetic?
They are. So
That's so bad.
They are not magnetic. That was the sound of them clattering when you pick them up, and all of the pieces go fly. We're doing ASMR in this channel now. It's amazing.
Maybe we should buy a third.
But no, they're not magnetic. They are roughly like yay big in size. So each of the pieces is maybe that tall. They are, all the pieces you can kind of feel are weighted, but they're not attached to the board.
Okay, so I'm going to give both of those stacks and be like, you should give this to Valerie.
Okay.
Do you gift wrap?
Of course.
How much?
Oh, well, since you helped Justice out, we can throw in the gift wrapping.
Very nice. Something that would make you uncomfortable.
Brown or black?
Black.
And then I have something to take care of, and I'm gonna run off to Irvin.
The second one, if we could like bind it with rope and just make it kind of a challenge to get to, I think that'd be fun.
There's a ranger that's at the camp that I could probably get some good ass knots out of.
Naughty.
Silver, please.
It's fine. I'll take care of something. I'll find a way.
We can get you knots. Hey, yo! It's Io. We need knots. And she kind of like, okay, for the free food. And she walks over and like takes the packages and starts to work on knots, you can see.
Excellent. Thank you, Io.
Oh, this is for y'all?
Should I not have said? No, I don't know who that's for then.
What? Well, if you were just, your friend was playing Dance with Maggie.
We're getting her some travel sets so that way we can practice and she doesn't beat herself up about it.
Oh, Maggie will appreciate that. None of us are good at dragon chess. It's been a whole thing.
Well, then for everybody.
Yeah, we'll sleep better. And she does give you these like very elaborately tied. They look like a bow, but then if you look closely at the center of the bow, it's like 6 different weavings together as she made the knot. Very complicated.
I'm not there, but she's just gonna cut it open.
Which is still fun.
She might not even attempt to untie it. Just like
Stop.
Just get the battle axe out and like the package.
Which is why we bought a second.
All right, so you were going to Irvin. You were invisible. What were you doing?
I was gonna go over talk to Dermot and what's his name?
Dermot Galsariad. Okay, so I'm going to do invisible first, and then we'll do Irvin, and then we'll do Galsariad.
So I was actually maybe gonna like eavesdrop on Galsarian a little bit. If it seems like they're talking on their own. I'm also doing like around everything to see if there's anything worth taking.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
Well, I know the merchants now have an extra gold each.
So give me a stealth with advantage.
That's it. Oh shit, you're cursed too.
So it's just
Do I
straight
not
stealth
have
then?
advantage?
You'll have a straight roll, but the invisibility does change the outcome of what happens if you fail.
Okay. I'm so sorry. So it's just straight roll and it is stealth. Okay. 7.
Woof. Woof.
I'm gonna give you a shot out of this. Okay, so you trip on the wagon wheel path because they're kind of small divots, and you sort of land in the grass with a thud. And both Galsariad and Dermot like look up.
That's the dragonborn shaped hole.
And you're invisible, so they just see like a flat section of grass, and both of them like look back at each other and then walk back to their tents.
Okay.
So they walk over to this area here, which is still not far from where you are.
I might try again to listen in on them.
And you still get your bonus, whatever it is. It's So like you get to add your proficiency still, or like whatever your if you have a stealth one.
This thing here.
+2.
I keep forgetting that I have all of y'all's trained skills and languages on my little cheat sheet here, but I've never used this before this campaign, so I never remember to look at it. And I'm like asking you guys questions that I have the answers to on my damn screen. We'll get there. We'll get
So
there.
they're by their wagon, right?
They're by, so they don't have a wagon. They've
Oh,
just been traveling on foot.
Okay.
But they have their tents up there.
We have a wagon.
All right, then yeah, at this point I'm still just trying to carefully approach and just listen to whatever
Yeah,
they're
go ahead.
talking about. Okay, that was better. So it's 16.
Okay. Yeah, so you are able to get close to the tents, depending on where you want to be. I'm just putting you there for reference. But they're just like sitting between the two tents, still talking in like whispers back and forth. And it seems like Elsariad's irritated, and Dermot's trying to calm him down.
Okay, but I can't really hear anything.
You can,
Oh,
yeah.
what are they talking about?
So you hear Gelsariad like saying to Dermot, "They're just going to slow us down. This is the most important part of this entire expedition, and you're going to let them screw it all up by coming along?" And Dermot's, "But they've been so nice to us, and they could be useful on the road. I mean, you saw what we dealt with before." "Yes, and we dealt with it, and we removed the challenges. This is unnecessary."
I think I'm going to stay in this area. I'm hoping now that they maybe move away so I can kind of look at their stuff.
They're just like sitting amongst the
Okay, I'm going to wait and wait for a little bit. I know. Do you think I know that I only have an hour?
you because you're attunement, you know exactly how the powers work.
So I'm trying to also keep track then of how long it's been. Well, you can do that.
I love how determined Helena is to do things that her character is not built to do, like snoop through their stuff.
Hey,
and
we
stuff.
got a stealth proficiency here. So we got
Just Helena's like, I'm not playing rogue, but I'm going to do roguey things.
and we'll pause on our for just a moment because you were going to go talk to them. So they moved over to the campsite. Are you following them over there?
I think I would start heading over there and then like walk up to them, and then like when I see them like talking, I'll like do the and kind of like slowly back away.
You're not trying to necessarily be stealthy, right?
No.
Okay,
no.
so Calcariad just like looks at you, and then Dermot's like, "Oh, hello, welcome. Please make yourself comfortable. We don't have the amenities of the main space, but
That's standing's fine. I'm old, but I'm not that old.
okay. I'm admittedly less familiar with human aging.
Oh, I'm pretty old, but I'm not dead, obviously.
Wise.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yes.
Sure. Maybe, I don't know.
May I ask, from where do you hail?
Not here?
A traveler.
Yeah.
Calcariad, a traveler.
Are
He's-
you guys from here?
Calcariad is kind of leaning back now on the grass in like a little bit of like a lazy ruler pose. For the most part.
Like, for the most part, like, some of your group isn't, or like you specifically aren't from here fully?
Yeah, well, I'm from the dynasty.
Forgive me, I'm not very familiar with politics and houses and all that here.
My family is in the capital, and I have gone out to make my name, or whatever. And Dermot and Ao, and I think Maggie's a little cagey about these things, but Maggie are all from Jagao. Irvin, dear Lord, good luck getting him to talk about his past.
March off and do just that.
I like a little mystery in a man.
Same. Keeps things interesting. So how did you guys fall in with the Aurora Guard?
Which you're just kind of talking to both of them.
Yeah. I noticed you
Giltharion
guys talking to
decides
them,
like to kind of like keep the he's taking this voice now. We didn't fall in with them. They're just here.
I thought, I mean, you seemed kind of friendly with them, so I just maybe assumed you guys knew them, or...
Common goals. They're friendly if you're not trying to kill them.
I mean, that's fair about most people.
I mean, to be entirely fair, everything else out here is trying to kill you. Might as well get with some sentience and keep going.
It's a fair assumption.
And to be totally fair, some of those, he like gestures his head at the patrolling Aurora Guard that's kind of walking ways around the camp. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us. So I think us being friendly with them, or maybe they're more friendly with us.
What do you mean?
You saw what we did. You walked through our carnage.
Oh, I didn't realize that was you.
Underestimated again.
I'm not underestimated, just unaware. Also
Well-
forgetful. I'm kind of old.
I'm probably older than you.
Probably.
Sad is that for your species.
I made peace with it a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, we are not friends, but I mean, do a favor, get a favor.
Transaction. All right. It's fair.
And I take it, Io's already discussed favors with all of you, despite my warning.
I've never discussed favors with Io.
Oh, good. Maybe she's gotten her right mind back.
He's Drow, right?
Yeah. And it is dusk. There's still sun out.
Mhm.
Seems okay.
I guess. I know there's been talk of us maybe traveling together,
Yeah.
or at least I don't know how official it is. I'm not a leader by any means. What?
I'm just whispering to Jake, do we have a leader?
I mean, I've traveled with. He's another one's a goblin, right?
Druid.
Yeah. I've traveled with goblin, drow, and all kinds before. I mean, admittedly, the drow where I'm from are a little bit even more standoffish, if that's possible.
Oh, perhaps it's you.
No, I think it's you.
That's specious.
I mean, maybe.
And Dermot's like standing up, like, oh, okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, you can say, usually most people assume humans are dumb and brash because we're so short-lived.
I have yet to be proven wrong.
Off in the distance, you hear.
So I think that whatever is decided between all of us, and he looks at Kelsarian pointedly, will be good. Whether it is together or apart, common goal. Glory enough for all.
Sure.
All right, Glory Boy. I'm going to go get something to eat if they have something possible. He stands up and brushes off his robes.
Don't choke on your soup.
I'm sure I won't unless you made it.
I never cook.
Thank God. He like sniffs at you as he says that and keeps walking.
Just imagine the meme games from TikTok every time you do Gelsarian.
I don't know if he's supposed to be.
You look like a
I don't know if he's supposed to be.
I love it.
I don't know if he's supposed to be this mean, but I'm just excited.
I like it.
Yeah, swing. 100%.
I'm down for it.
I'm sorry. He just takes some time to warm up to people. You should have seen him when we met him. It was a mess, but now he's really nice.
A mess? Like he was a mess, or he was stabby?
With words.
Okay, that's fair. But Drow I know were stabby with blades, so that's a little improvement.
Never unless it was warranted.
By who?
Of the Luxon.
Well, he follows the Luxon?
He's
Like
less
service?
devout, but I just mean that it was good when he was stabby. It was never unwarranted.
That's fair. So, man to goblin, how did you guys, if you said this was your first venture out?
I shouldn't have.
I realized that. That's why I'm asking you alone instead of with Mr. Sassafras over there.
Also, bold of you to assume that maleness is inherently human. He said man to goblin. It's supposed to human to goblin.
Oh,
A man to go.
well, I'm a man.
Well,
Goblin to go.
goblin, he's a goblin man.
I'm not assuming his gender.
Fair.
I'm not assuming their gender, so.
Shut up.
How did that come about? Like, were you what brought your happy little troop together?
I think a lack of belonging, really. A group of black moorbounders, if you will.
What?
Like, this is culture going black sheep, but in this, because we're dealing with a bunch of
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Outcast.
Well, no, but perhaps with ideas greater than what we were born to. They almost more so than you guys. Y'all are a very menagerie of species. So, yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Like, you mean a menagerie of misfits?
Like when they say the movie's name in the movie.
What's the name of the movie?
They did it. They said it.
What is she? A Madam Web? Yes, but once we realized that our purposes were aligned, the friendship really formed itself.
Okay.
It has gone willingly.
I mean, yeah, that was a big.
So there was a. I am having such a hard time with this word, so I'm going to get the pronunciation really quick. So you found them. No,
Did I write it
How do
down?
you spell it?
it's I believe a UKAA sound.
UKAA and Uka? Uka.
It's that's I'm looking forever really quick. I apologize. Excuse me. This is when y'all found the
Ring.
which was the Aurora Watch Patrol.
The husband?
No.
Um,
It was the winged thing.
oh yes, this was when y'all found the Shadow Beast. It's from the abyss. It has wings. And it's rolled
Displacer?
Shadow demon?
Gloomstalker.
Gloom.
It was like a Gloomstalker they all found melting. Because it looked like a dragony deal, but wasn't.
Yes.
It's you guys handled the Gloomstalker pretty well.
Yes, but between Gilzariad lighting the arrows and, AO firing, it did not take terribly long.
Like fire lighting the arrows?
Oh, yes. He is adept with the magic of fire.
Is that his like favorite thing, fire, or Is he more of a
Magic as a whole is his favorite thing.
study wizard, or I'm a bastard, so it just comes to me naturally?
Oh, incredibly studious. Although he doesn't like to show it, our heaviest things are his books.
And of course, he probably doesn't carry any of them himself.
Maggie carries most of it. She doesn't mind.
It's a good workout, I guess. All right.
She
Well,
said tactically, it was the best decision.
tactically. That's interesting. All right. Well, thank you for the chat. I hope we get to adventure together, I guess.
I heard there's a stew.
Oh, I like stew. Oh, so he actually might choke on his soup. Okay. Well, that's reassuring.
Don't worry, I had several bones to his bones.
So before we go, who's your leader?
I am.
Who's, okay.
We try to make decisions equitably,
Oh, of
but
course.
I always is the voice.
Is that by design or just kind of happen that way, or?
But both.
Okay.
She is fantastic. Truly someone that I would lay down my life for.
That's a good find. I've known people like that.
And rare.
Yeah, it is.
But hopefully, I will make it to your age without having to.
Yeah. It sucks getting up in the morning sometimes. You don't remember everything.
Can't imagine.
Yeah.
It must be frustrating.
Yeah. Makes the day interesting, though. Plus, sometimes if I'm lazy and don't want to remember stuff, I can just tell people I don't remember it and they'll tell me anyway.
Fair. You should get a scribe.
That's why I have a book.
And I will go ahead and go to our invisible woman.
I'm listening to this.
Oh, so are you
Yeah.
following? So I was. So in my and tell me if I'm wrong about
There's
this
a
at all. I
gentle
was
snoring coming from outside the tent.
walking back over to the
After-
conversations happening.
Yeah, towards the end of that, yeah.
Because I like I said, I'm waiting for them to go away so I can look at the
So they're meandering back towards.
I'm just yeah. Anyway, do you want me to roll again?
Nobody's around.
Okay, so I
So
can
yeah, your
check
invisibility's
that.
enough.
Investigation
Yes.
or at a disadvantage. Probably.
We can't help you because you're invisible and alone.
Okay, so that's gonna be 10 plus 2. So
Okay, so nobody's here. They're camping. They're not really expecting anything, so everything's just out. Like their bags are all in their tents. You can see that it looks like Maggie has her own tent, and the others are two to a tent.
okay.
So you have like Gilceria and Dermot sharing one tent, and Irvin and Io sharing the other.
Gelsariad's tent is the one I'm most interested in.
Okay. So inside that tent, you can kind of see how in both of the tents, aside from Maggie, who she takes up the whole thing, so it's just hers, they're almost like split down the middle, and they each have like their own like separate areas, and it's very like clear which is which. Dermot's side of the tent is very like neat, tidy, and sparse.
Oh.
And it's just like his bedroll, his bags. The bags are like organized nicely. He has like a book of the Luxon on top of one of the bags, with a bunch of little like markers sticking out of it, where he's like marked things that he wants to read again. On the other side is much more lavish. There is like a little rug laid out that the bedroll is on top of. The rug is embroidered and colorful. Everything that Gilceriad has is in these like purples and reds and blacks and like dark blues, and a lot more vibrant versus everything Dermot has is very like neutral colored, whatever it came in.
Does Gelsariad have like any spell books or
so-
valuable looking items?
There, There is a lot of valuable looking clothing inside there, and you can kind of see little pieces of jewelry, none of which read to you as being magical, just like pieces of finery. He does have like a nice version of everything that Dermot has. So like the water flask is nice. The like rations are nicer rations. Like everything's, it's all like very Kryn Dynasty based. You can like see the emblems on most of the packages, not in the bags themselves, but like everything else is like labeled.
All right, I cut a couple holes in a couple of those clothing items, and I'll take one of the pieces of jewelry.
Okay. What would you like to take? There is like there's everything from like the best word I can have for is tiaras, because he has like some like pendant circlets,
The diadem thing.
bracelets, necklaces, rings.
How about just the nicest looking ring?
You
It's
are
a
determined for us not to be friends
In
with
my
them, aren't
pocket.
you?
it is a it looks like an amethyst ring, but it is like a big ass amethyst
Okay,
in a platinum setting.
nice. All right, I would say I get out of there. I go back to where I first kind of dipped off to turn invisible, and then I return to visible.
And we will turn to Sean and Irvin.
I sit down. He's like kind of looking at the two humans, right?
So who?
You said he was sitting across from two humans
Yes.
and like looking at them.
He seems to be trying to just like avoid them. So like you see him stealing glances occasionally, but he seems to be trying to like.
So I sit down
just
and I
face
go,
away.
it is much easier to put holes in them with a dagger than your eyes.
I don't want to put holes in them. I just don't want to talk to them.
Is there a particular reason why?
Where you wouldn't get it.
There is much I would not get, good friend.
He looks down at the ring that you returned. I guess I owe you that at least.
You owe me nothing, Irvin.
We're part of the same clan, and
Which clan?
well, the Waste Walkers.
Do I know anything about the Waste Walkers?
You've been out of this world for a while,
Yeah.
right? So I would say probably not.
I haven't been back
Um,
to Jorhas in about 100 years.
So no. I would say like, can I get like a history check from the group just to see? So like you're in the
Disadvantage.
conversation, but like then if y'all hear the name, you'll know what
Sure.
it means. It is with disadvantage. And I felt bad because when I said earlier, like, oh shit, this is with disadvantage all the time, and it's like it's not because you guys had to combat, it's because it's with, like social things happening that I feel bad about you guys. 18, okay.
9.
I also got a 9.
12.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was I supposed to roll?
A history.
Oh no, I got a 3.
Okay, so Cassius and Dax, if y'all heard the Waste Walker name, you know that this is like a family of basically like barbarian marauders that have like put out like they have almost like a roving like think of like the Mongol horde where it's like it's an organized government but it's nomadic. So like they're like a group of nomads that move around the
So-
wastes, killing things and
Like
like
Thunderdome.
yeah,
So it's like
yeah, they're a little bit
the,
maxi.
I don't know if you know this, but it's like the tribes in the Great Glacier.
The Reggeds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
And like
yeah.
the tribe of the elk and the bear and all that stuff.
I said no as I was the DM for that fucking campaign. It's smooth brain.
R.I.P. That one
Um,
reggae we killed.
Yeah. So yeah, similar concept.
One.
Didn't we kill
But, regardless, why are you on the outs with your clan?
I just don't want to go back. I joined this group to make a name for myself, and
Did they force you to go back?
no, but they're not happy about me leaving. I'm supposed to be.
Irvin, are you a secret prince? You have to tell me if you're a secret prince.
Not a prince. We don't have princes.
Are you the secret son of a chief, which is basically a prince, but you're being snippety about it?
Kinda, yeah.
Irvin, what can I do to help? I will kill both of them.
I don't want to go back. I don't want that. I'm not supposed to be in.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to be this.
All right.
Some skinny little human.
Well, first of all, I am much skinnier than you. You are a big, strong man. Do not put yourself down.
He is like way like.
I know, and like I push. Where you see, like it's like I'm basically just a spine.
Oh.
I just don't wanna. They're not coming after me. They're not looking for me. It's fine that I'm gone. I just don't want to run into fourth cousins out on the road.
Any trouble whatsoever, I will destroy
You gotta just get loosens up. You don't have to destroy them. It's.
them.
They're
Yours is
probably
the
not
most
gonna
interesting
recognize-
story I've heard from your entire group.
Oh well, clearly you don't know Maggie's background.
Maggie's is the more interesting. And I like hush myself. And buying you stew.
Oh, is there as Urban will like, and he warms up a lot to this conversation and seems to kind of forget about the
I
barbarian.
harvested rice with a secret prince.
I'm not a secret prince. It doesn't work like.
Oh, shut up.
Is there anything else anybody's doing as you all are kind of winding
I will
down?
turn to Irvin, and just to Irvin. So you guys have to make perception checks if you want to catch this, okay?
Okay.
But I will
DM.
turn to. Well, I'm just saying.
I'm kidding.
I will turn to Irvin and go like, since you have shared with me, I will share with you that I am very easily older than everybody here, including your elf friend.
I mean, he's only a few, huh? Oh. Well, I guess the bandages do hide, but I assume you're human.
I am a whatever.
Oh, okay. Oh.
It is against my faith to share such information. Please forgive.
Of course I wouldn't want to disrespect anybody's faith.
Of course.
If we're sharing things, well, I'm not supposed to be in this body.
You're not supposed to be. Okay, well, this is something we can definitely talk about.
I won't get into
Just between us, I have had several bodies, and this has been the most comfortable so far. But earlier, I made a joke with Dermot about fighting one-handed because I had a body some time ago that only had one hand, and that was awful.
I was reborn into this. Maybe we're not talking about the same.
Reincarnation, great. Like back
Yeah.
Well, of course, that is what I meant. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
of course.
I
No.
just have great recollection.
Fair. I don't, but I'm getting some of it back.
Have you been practicing?
Recollection?
Yes.
They just come back when they come.
I will, using religion, can I come up with like a fake ritual to help him remember his past lives? Just like as a cover for this whole shit.
Totally.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, I definitely want to attempt to listen to this. If that's something we're allowed to do.
Oh my god.
He said it already, so
So
Oh, no.
Nat 1. So he can tell that I'm teasing him, I'm hoping.
you know, I
And you take the goat's head and you put it on the bride's face.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I think that maybe I'm meant to get these visions when they're provided. I
What
don't
body
wanna
do you
hustle
think you
around.
were supposed to be born?
And kind of like looks
If
around.
you'd like, we can go somewhere more private. I promise not to try and make out with you.
1 second.
Make promises you can't keep.
I can 100% keep it. physical touch seems weird when you can't unwrap yourself.
I was
Is it hunting that voice?
a bugbear,
Before?
I think.
Oh, so in a previous life.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with reincarnation, often we don't come back as the exact same species. Myself, I've been...
body's so weak.
Again, there's nothing weak. It is about overcoming the challenges that we are given. I have been a kobold. I have been a fishman. I have been an elf. That was a weird one.
That sounds real weird.
Yes, it was very weird.
I'm gonna like elf, but I don't think I want to be one.
No. The ears fell off so fast.
And so the stew,
Yes, I ordered stew. Where is the stew?
as you, I think you were rolling perception.
If it's so with this, I'm either an 11.
Okay. So you get snippets.
Okay.
I'd say with an 11, you get that they're talking about reincarnation. And Irvin kind of was a little bit louder when he said in the wrong body. You get that pieces. With an 11, that's kind of all you get.
I think with an 11, you definitely would have gotten Secret Prince. I said that pretty loud a few times.
Is there anything else anybody's doing before you wind down for bed?
We don't have to role play it, but I go and I bug Maggie.
Maggie's she likes everybody in this group at this point, so she's more than happy.
Yeah, he's just like, so Irvin said that you have the most interesting story out of all of your group.
Oh, that rascal. They're all, one of them got something and they all got something.
Yay.
That rascal. As you all bed down for the evening, in this locale, a point of safety after a couple of days of wandering these wastes, knowing that a couple of days of wandering the wastes is ahead of you, the sleep comes more peacefully than you expect, with a full belly and a good company. As you all drift off, as soon as you're asleep, you seem to wake up again.
I totally thought that was part of it.
It was so perfectly timed.
What is this?
I think that was a Hey Siri moment.
Oh.
Apologies.
A reminder, I am not asleep.
So as you fall asleep, you feel like you wake up again. There's this feeling of being in almost complete darkness, like you're floating in water. And slowly in the vision of your dream, these red distant lights turn on, glowing, not shedding a ton of light, but just enough to start to get that you're in this cavern, at the center of which is a human figure, and their head is down. And as they slowly turn to look up at you, red illuminating half of the face, you recognize the man that spoke to you in your last vision. Thank you. I know that you are on the right path. You have brought heroes to save me.
How do we do that?
You must find where they're keeping me, where I'm trapped. And I wish for you to hurry as much as you can. I've been here for millennia, and waking up has only made it that more painful.
We will leave first thing in the morning. We're going as fast as we can.
I understand the limitations of mortals. I don't mean to sound ungrateful. I came to thank you. You were the first to take on my mantle in almost 1,000 years.
Is it because your token was hidden? Why has it been so long? Why has no one helped you?
I think I have been forsaken by my gods.
We are notorious assholes.
Perhaps if the token is the key, you can be the one to locate me at last. And he starts to reach out as like the lights begin to flare around his hands that are coming towards you, and they stop partway through. I can't do more than that. You can see what's been done to me. How they have made a mockery of my service. Save me and don't let this happen.
Yes, that is the plan.
No pressure.
And with that, you fall back into a fitful sleep. Fitful sleep. It's a little tossy-turny. And as the rest of you sleep soundly, Cassius, you have a similar experience. Rather than waking up floating in what appears to be a watery abyss, you wake up on what feels like a grassy hillside, with plains stretching out in all directions and the moon glowing full above your head.
1 moon or 2?
One. It is white, glowing. And as you wake up sitting on this hilltop, you hear a voice. I've been waiting.
What?
Looking towards the voice, there appears to be a little girl sitting next to you with light blue skin and white hair. You can see that she's thin. Her limbs, although she's leaning back on the grass casually in this kind of long, white, shifty dress, they seem to fade away as they reach her hands and feet. Her hair blowing lightly without the wind, but the strands of that also seem to fade into nothing. Well, much of you is hidden, even to yourself. And that puts you in my domain.
Who are you?
There is something that I care very much about that is near you. I can't reach the one that holds it, though they wielded my power not long ago. But you're shrouded, and that makes us close. And with like a little hand, she just grabs your hand and just holds it and looks at the moon.
Little invisible hand.
I'll like hold her hand back.
A vestige of my power that I gave to a hero long ago has become active again. And I want to make sure that it gets safely where it's going. Can you do that for me?
What? Where does he need to go?
She suddenly is behind you with her head resting on your shoulder, speaking into your ear. Home.
Where's home?
Azazan's a good start.
Okay. What? We know what vestiges are. Or no?
We had discussed it previously.
Yes,
In character.
Okay.
We're on a quest for a vestige.
What?
It's not the end, but it'll tell you where to go.
Okay, that's helpful. What does the vestige look like?
I don't know what it looks like now, honestly.
How will I know it?
Ooh, it's shiny.
Okay,
Yes.
that's helpful.
And if you touch it, it feels real nice.
Like tingly nice?
A little bit.
Okay.
Depends on who else has got it. I know I'm awake,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know who else is. No one else seems to have noticed yet.
That you're awake?
Oh, no, that it's awake. I seem to be the first off to it.
The what's awake?
My vestige. Our vestige.
So you share it?
All three of us made it together.
Oh, okay.
Back when things were a little more tense. I can't tell you a lot more than that.
Can you answer one more question?
Maybe.
The others that are looking for it,
Looking for.
or the others that helped you make this,
Yes.
and they want it back too.
I don't want it back.
You just want it to go where it needs to go.
Yes.
Are the other two of the same mind, or are they trying to hinder that?
I don't know. I don't know if they're awake or not.
If they were awake, what would your guess be?
Oh, they're lovely.
Okay.
But this, and she taps your head. This is why I can talk to you. It's so cloudy.
I don't want to do this again.
You don't. You like being in the fog?
No, I don't want to do. You're not giving me something to get something, right? I don't want to do that again.
Oh, I'm not asking anything.
Okay.
Well, I'm imploring, I'm hoping. I'm opening a path that'll be windy and weavy and dark and clouded and shifty and malleable.
I can handle that. I just don't want to like owe things again.
I don't want to ask anything. I'm just hoping you'll do something nice.
Well, if I remember when I wake up, I will try to.
Save the boy. I hope he's sane.
The boy?
Yeah. Haven't seen him in a bit.
Like a boy that I would know, or a boy that you know?
Oh, no. You wouldn't have been born. I don't think you would have been born. You might have been born. I don't think you would have been born.
Okay.
He was under the moon. But it's been a long time. Just like you. You're under the moon. And it'll be a long time. And she kisses your forehead, and you wake up in a cold sweat. And that's where we'll end tonight.
I love that.
Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Call of the Netherdeep with my name is Menagerie. Thank you especially to our patrons, Dano, Rockelman, Taku Arcana, Eric Fox, Sparky, Meepo, Dream Lover, Duke Relin, and of course, on our special moms tier, Rio's mom.
The mom
And with that, we will come up with the tagline.
Eventually.